Please welcome to the Tam Fam, Leah McSweeney live in her first daytime interview. Thank you. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome. Have a seat. We have so much to talk about. First of all, the fact the book is called Chaos Theory. And I read that you actually looked up the theory of chaos to understand and how it apply mathematically to your own life. So you picked this title deliberately.
Yes, well, actually, I chose the title. And then when I started just reading about chaos theory, I was like, wait, this kind of ties into my own life and maybe to other people's lives too.
It does. Let me tell you, in a very powerful way. I know that a lot of your journey is related to family, the loss of your father, the turbulent relationship with your grandmother,
yeah.
the turbulent relationship with your mother, which you detail in the book. But what caught my eye, and I think you've talked a lot about it, but it wasn't until I read this passage in the chapter Hurricane Leah, where you talk about the first time you used drugs, and you said, I literally chased that feeling for years. That's how a lot of addicts are born. You try it once, and you feel this unbelievable way. I didn't want to go back to reality ever again. I wanted to stay in that place, high, on the dance floor for hours, happy. Mm-hmm. That's how you describe
until it's not happy anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And it quickly turns, it's like a cycle because it makes you more depressed, so then you continue to do the drugs. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the first time it's great, and then you want to feel that way again. That was my 21st birthday, by the way. Yeah. So it's a vicious cycle, and it's kind of hard to know was I depressed, and that's when I started using drugs, or did I start using drugs, then I became depressed and couldn't stop?
Which is the fascinating part, because in any addiction, in any struggle, we go back to the source, right? Where it all started.
Exactly.
And there are layers to where yours started. I was struck, though, by school. And you were in a very expensive school, a very prestigious school. A lot of celebrities who now are celebrities went there. You were there, though, on a grant of some sort. You weren't.
We had partial financial aid.
You had partial financial aid. So you went into this world of this great wealth.
Yes. And
found yourself rejected.
By them throwing me out of the school. Yeah. But my classmates were very nice to me, and I was pretty popular at school. I never felt like they were judging me by my apartment being smaller or my family having less money. It was more, I internalized it.
Right.
Myself,
that's what I mean.
Right?
You put it on yourself.
I put it on myself.
You were in this new world, and you felt less than in the world.
Yes.
It sounds like from the book you started acting out, and the school official said, she's got to go. She can't be here at this school.
And I will say, I wasn't acting out that badly. I was really scapegoated. And then, like, once you're told, like, you're the bad kid, then you're like, well,
why would you be the scapegoat? Because I find that interesting now. Because why would they scapegoat you?
Because we didn't have a famous last name. We weren't donating money. I didn't fit the typical Sacred Heart mold.
Of that school.
So
when you found yourself rejected, whether it was through your actions or through people believing you shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
You found yourself in this world seeking what?
In the drug world, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I think I was seeking escape. I was seeking escape, but I was also seeking a community.
Yeah.
And I think, like, in that rave scene, in that club world, it was a lot of people who felt like outsiders for one reason or the other, and then we all found each other. So in a way, I feel like it saved my life, but it also hurt my life in a lot of ways, and I lost out on things. It's a, catch-22.
It is, but the whole message of the story, and first of all, when people are battling addictions, I don't like to tap too much in it because I don't know what's going to trigger or cause a spiral, and that's not what we do on this show, and it's a live show. The reason why I'm asking you about it is because ultimately those dark years allowed you to reach for higher heights. Sometimes you go through the pain. I just had a spiritual quote someone sent me this morning about the pain of life leads us to lessons and leads us hopefully to a better place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, like, my darkest moments are when I found myself. Like, I found myself through all the chaos. And maybe if I hadn't experienced the chaos, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I'm really happy and grateful with where I am today.
That's so sweet. I love that you use the word happy about your life today, because it is a stark contrast to what you defined as happy all those years ago. In her book, Leah talks about her sobriety journey, but also her relationship with her mother that caused a lot of the chaos. They have reset. It is a beautiful story of how the mother-daughter relationship can be complicated and bring so much love, but pain. Leah's mother, Bunny, joins us after the break. Welcome back. Today we're talking to people who are breaking through limitations, whether personally or professionally, and they're reaching as high as they can to push past obstacles to reach their life dreams. And we're back with the Real Housewife of New York star, Leah McSweeney, whose memoir, Chaos Theory, details her battle with drug and alcohol addiction. In the book, Leah also opens up about her often complicated relationship with her parents and how her substance abuse led her mother to kick her out of the house when she was 18 years old. Leah's mother, Bunny McSweeney, joins us now. Thank you so much, Bunny, for joining us.
You're so welcome.
I know you. Did you finish the book yet? I know you were in the process of reading it.
Yes.
You're done reading it.
I did.
What is the mom's review of the book?
She's a great writer.
And she's got a story to tell, that's for sure.
She's a great writer, and she has a story to tell, and she's really honest and open, and hopefully that helps a lot of people.
Yeah. And by the way, Bunny, you are so fascinating to me because what you experience is what millions of people right now when their child is lost and you are trying to help. And you face that moment where you have to let your baby bird go. She was 18 when you said you can't be here anymore. Take me to that moment for a mom.
Well, that was very difficult. I mean, she had been at the Karen Foundation for 3 months, so.
And the Karen Foundation is a
rehabilitation center that she had been in when she was 15, and then she went back. She was closer to 19. She was there for 3 months, and we were very hopeful. But I knew having her just come back to the house was not the right thing.
Why wasn't it the right thing?
Because I think it wouldn't have been the right environment. I thought she needed further care, because we're talking about someone who used drugs from really 13 to 18. 3 months is not going to be the cure. I felt she needed a structured program.
Did you feel parental guilt at all? And I've spoken with a lot of parents, and even though you do the best you can as a parent, do you look back and say, gosh, I shouldn't have let her do this, or if I had only done, were there regrets?
I think I still have parental guilt.
Really?
I think it's very hard when you want all these things for your child, and the road she takes is totally different. And it was like somebody left our house at 13 and a different person walked in. I mean, Leah was not a troubled kid. She was popular in school. She had lots of friends. So the drug world really, I feel a big sense of loss that we lost Leah for 6 years.
Wow.
That's always my feeling, that we lost a lot. She lost a lot.
We did.
But I guess what makes me happy is that she found herself.
Yeah.
We had faith throughout it all that she would come back. And we were in contact. It was conflicted. But this kid would call me a lot, even when she was gone, even when she ran away, she'd still call me.
Yeah.
But
that
she wouldn't come
bond
home.
was there.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you always know? I mean, obviously, you've gone on to be a star of a hugely popular reality show, but you have your own fashion line. You made your own name. When you were looking at her going through those troubling days, did you say, you could be great?
I knew that. I mean, I knew that. I mean, she was a fabulous kid. She was an actress young. She was a singer. She was a dancer. She was all of that. And I knew she had it in her to be very successful. So it was very sad.
In the book, you recall a time in your life, I'll read somebody said, after so many years of coping with the complete insanity brought on by my drug use and drinking, my mom, Bunny, finally said enough is enough. She needed to protect the family. I was devastated to think that my family needed protection from me.
It was painful.
Writing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't, writing that is a
Yeah.
lot. Because I can't tell you enough. I talk to families all day. These are secrets that people keep, and you decided to share them. And this transcends race, religion, economics. There are people out there hurting, and their kids are addicted, and they feel this way, and they have to push them out of the home.
Addiction is such a complicated thing because it is a disease, but it's not a disease where it's a disease that turns you into a bad person. So, and it turns your whole family's life upside down. And I felt like if I'm not honest about this, how I'm writing a memoir. If I'm not honest about this, then I'm not. Why even write it?
Yeah.
Because I still live with all of that, but I can't live with the shame of it. I have to turn it into something positive.
I love that. I love that. My team knows. I often say when people have asked me to write my memoir, and I'm like, I'm not ready to tell the whole story. But I enjoy when people write memoirs and they're honest, because there are so many memoirs and people reinvent what happened, and we all do that to some degree.
Yeah.
But you are so honest in this. How long have you been sober now?
I have not had a drink in over 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. Thank you. And recently I recommitted to my sobriety because I was Cali sober, which is like smoking pot, but like not
It's called
drinking.
Cali sober?
That's what they call it. That's what they call it. But now I'm not doing that either.
I love there's a name
I know,
for it.
there's an actual name for it.
And so Cali sober, for many people, they believe you can still smoke marijuana.
Right, and not
because honestly,
abstain from
it still has that numbing effect. What made you decide that that wasn't the path for you?
because it's spiritually harming me, I believed. Yeah.
One thing, I know the backstory of...
And that's just for me. A lot of people, they can
Right,
smoke
well, listen,
it, no
this is a
judgment,
no
right?
judgment
Just
show.
for me, it blocks my relationship with God.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it difficult going on the show for the time that you were on with the sobriety journey? How does that... I've watched the show, and I never really know what's real and what's not, to be quite
Right.
honest with you.
Well, I was
And
really...
Your mother feels the same way.
I was pretty drunk, so I was not faking that.
Yeah.
Well, I had relapsed. I had almost 10 years sober,
Yeah.
not drinking. And before I got on the show, I had already started drinking and then realized that I got this, job offer and was like, how am I going to do this? Because an alcoholic's worst nightmare is to be drunk on national television. Like, luckily, it kind of worked out for me, but I did stop drinking after a year. Even before the show aired, I stopped drinking. But then I had to watch myself drunk while I was sober, and it was really...
amazing.
But you know what? With this show, if you let it help you with... You can have it help you have personal growth.
Yeah.
If you let it, if you're open to it. Because you watch yourself, and you can say, well, didn't really like how I acted in that situation. I kind of want to work on that.
Wow, that's
character
interesting.
flaw.
And it provides a certain mirror for you to see yourself in this form, and the fans react. Are you going back to the... What's the status of this?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You do know. I can tell you know. You know what I'm
I
saying?
really don't.
That's the only dishonest thing you just told me, Leah, and I'm calling it out.
I mean, I have ideas,
I knew
but
you-
I don't.
So Leah is choosing not to tell Tamron Hall's show if she's coming back or not. I believe she is, because I can see it in your eye. There you go. The book is phenomenal. It is raw. It is real. Bunny, thank you for being such a brave
Thank you so
parent.
much.
I know this is not easy. Leah's book, Chaos Theory, is out now.